Yo 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 yo. Yo 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 yo. Hang on, let me fix my chat system. Where's the chat system? Height 900. 1000. 1000. Coop. Yo yo. All right, we're gonna be here for a little bit, and then when Ivana wakes up, we gotta go. Because we need to go clean. We're gonna be busy today. I've already been doing a little bit of it. And also doing mail and all this other shit, so... we've got a bit of time. A little bit of time, we got some. Okay. Let us continue gluing. Continue the glue. Yo yo. Today is Friday, right? Let's fix this thing. Okay. Yo 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 yo. Yo, do you want more chaos stuff? I'm sending out more packages. You want like I got a Demon Prince, I got a fucking 4th edition fantasy book. I don't know if you care about fantasy, brother, you know what I mean? I got some stuff. I used to collect chaos like when I was a kid. I had a little force of I think it was literally just like a Rhino, a Raptor squad, a Devastator squad, and like generic troops. Not many chaos things. No, it's the older one, which is actually kind of rare now, surprisingly. I checked him out on eBay, and he's like not incredibly common like he was at one point. No, it's the older Demon Prince. They sent me it wrong. I remember ordering something for a buddy, and instead of sending me the order I ordered, it was somebody else's order, and it came with a Demon Prince, and it's been sitting in my like storage for probably 10 years. Some absurd number like that. Because I have no reason to own a Demon Prince, I'll tell you. Ow. Yo, 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 yo. Is this loud enough? We good? Yo. Oh, no, you're good then, no. The old metal one was sick. I know which one you're talking about. I remember owning that one. It was on, like, one of the front covers of, it's just, like, it's a classic sculpt. They used it for, like, Dawn of War and shit like that. It's not that one. No, this was, like, the plastic, generic one that they produced for a while. You're good. That metal one is a good sculpt. It's really good. It is excellent. Bum, 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 bum. I feel like Chaos right now isn't really going to get anything new because they just got a shit ton of stuff. Like, they're in a pretty good spot for sculpts. It just sucks that most of the new stuff is all monopose, so it's like, you can own one of them, and then if you own more of them, they won't look as good unless you really convert them. And make them look, quite different. Holy moly, the bots are back. Ban them! Ban. Ban. You know what I should do? Can I not put it on followers only mode? Is that not real? Yo, put it on followers only mode. So that way bots can't really infiltrate the Pentagon. What the fuck? I mean, realistically, it should always be followers only mode, because, like, that does solve the bot problem, I believe. What is a cane? Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's cool to convert stuff. That's all I want to do these days, is just make cool things. Makes sense to make everything unique. I mean, when it comes to Chaos anyways, they're more unique, right? They're not like your rank and flank, not rank and flank, but like rank and file, you know, Space Marines with like different purity seals and things, like very standardized variety. Like, Chaos is very, very bizarre. Very, very bizarre. Buy 2 gajillion view bots for 3 doubloons. Nah, they probably get your credit card info and then you're like doomered. Hey man, people gotta make money somehow. It's just not the most righteous way. Bunch of fucking wankers. Chaos is... The older Chaos stuff, I don't know if you've seen, like, the Realms of Chaos, weird, like, turbo weird Chaos mutations, but those were always cool. In the books, they always explain them kind of like the Realm of Chaos, where everything is so fucking absolutely bizarre. That's what I prefer. Because, like, to me, a good comparison would be, like, yeah, the Realms of Chaos stuff is amazing. You know how League is portraying the Void in game, where everything looks so generic and boring? Cho'Gath, Kog'Maw, Vel'Koz, they all look like nobodies. That is basically, in my opinion, kind of how GW did their sculpts in a way. It's not that they're boring, but, like, they lose the flavor of Chaos. Like, they all kind of look from their god, but they don't really scream horrifying. compared to, like, you know, again, in League of Legends, you've got LOR, and then you can kind of see, like, all the monstrosities from the Void. Stuff like that. Like, you know, artwork will typically always have more flavor than, like, what you'll get in game or in miniatures. It's just more creative freedom. Buy new League accounts. I mean, I don't know, man. People are everywhere. They are everywhere. Yeah, the Chaos Spawn art's fucking disturbing. It's very disturbing. I remember one of my favorite pictures came from the Storm of Chaos. Let me go get it. Like, the Storm of Chaos had the Slayers of Karak Kadrin, and there was a piece of artwork in it of Slayers fighting Chaos Spawn, and it's very disturbing. Like, it's incredibly disturbing. But to me, it's always just Warhammer, right? Like, when things are gritty and gross, like, look at that. It's disturbing. Like, that is this guy got ripped in half. Like, there's his legs, right? Like, that is a Chaos Spawn. That's creepy as shit. I think this is Adrian Smith. He draws all of his dwarves looking ugly as fuck. Which, you know, I think it is Adrian Smith. Yeah. It's fucking gnarly. That's what I love about Warhammer, though. It's like, it is this very... I mean, it can be very serious, you know? But it's got a bit of heart behind it. Bit of charm. Chaos Lord and a bunch of swords. Counter with your own bots, promoting your merch. True. Yeah, the older... I want to try and track down... GW put out a lot of older art books containing, like, a lot of the fantasy stuff and 40k stuff. And, I think they're about $100 on eBay or something. I'd have to go track one down. Very iconic. All of the art of GW is just, like, turbo iconic. Which I would love prints of, you know, but I don't think the official Games Workshop print store, Warhammer art, I don't think they put out too many of them. Because that would be awesome. I need them. Post it in Discord, dude. Post it in the Discord. Even if I give you permissions, they don't work. Link permissions do not work in chat. I think it's one of the bots that overthrows it, like Nightbot or something. Like, okay. Maybe very late. I streamed it earlier today. I'm just waiting for Ivana to wake up and we have to go clean. We've got guests tomorrow and we're gonna be busy. We need to really clean. I was cleaning for a little bit and kind of like mailed a bunch of packages, but I'm still kind of in the middle of stuff, but I figured I'd take a break and stream here for like maybe an hour or two and then call it a day until later tonight. That fucking new rune page I'm running is actually good. Unironically, it's good, but like it's so good that people don't want to fight you. And so for that reason, you can't even use it. I'm not even kidding. When it comes to brute forcing 1v1s, it can't be beat. Like, I don't... Well, maybe Tristana, but that's, like, a very hard bullshit champ that is insanely overpowered. I didn't do it yet. No, I'm going to. Essentially, you just become kind of like a, influencer, you know? Like, I want to reach out to them, though, 100%, because I'd love to get the Dwarf releases before, they get released, and then I can kind of show them off. Once they get released. Post it in general. Nah, Tristana's not getting gutted next patch. You talking about the mana changes? That's not killing her. The problem... Oh, the Adrian Smith, Chaos Warrior. Yeah, that's like the super OG one. That's good, yeah. That's iconic as fuck, yep. That is definitely Adrian Smith. You know what's crazy? He did artwork for Gwar. I don't know if you know the band Gwar. He did one of the front covers of Gwar. Believe it was called Violence Has Arrived. And it's very chaos, very, like, gritty, very disturbing. The fucking lead singer, like, you'd have to look at it. Like, yeah, he's good. He's real good. Oh, it'll placebo some of it. Like, it's still a nerf, so you have to work around it, but, like, it's not enough to make it kind of matter, you know? But it's still something. Nerfs are always good when they actually matter. Well, Zed's permaban, so I don't really care about that. I don't care if that champ gets buffed to be #1. He will forever be my permaban. I despise that champion so... Like, it's LeBlanc, but AD and worse to deal with. Turbo gimmicky. Maybe later tonight for sure. I'm not going to be here long. I won't be here for long, so... Yeah, maybe a bit later tonight. You know what I thought of doing? I want to pull like an all-nighter and just stream non-stop on the League channel, but just playing League. That'd be cool. Because it's been a while. But pulling an all-nighter is kind of like bad, because I'm so old now. Like my schedule and everything would kind of get fucked up. We'll see, though. Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow we're going to have guests. Like, I wouldn't do an all-nighter today, but, like, you know, in the coming future. Like, I'm almost to the point where I can stream whenever I want without having to worry about things to do. You know, it'll get to the point where, like, I still have to go clean and do shit, but, like, it won't be to this degree. Well, maybe the Dwarves tomorrow. Maybe the Dwarves. At this point, I just want the book. Yo, yo. No, I don't drink energy drinks. No, that's like turbo waste of money, not good for you. It's like, ew. No. I've never been interested in energy drinks. Fuck the Red Bulls and all that stuff. It's not really for me. Me love water. Water good. I mean, you never know tomorrow, though. It could be the Dwarves. You never truly know until it's the day. Most impressive thing I've built? Well, that would be a long time ago, man. The latest, most impressive thing I was building was this custom, large centerpiece mini, but, like, that was for a different gaming system. And I'm currently just not working on that, so it's not really in the process of being made anymore. Thankfully, this game just came back, so, like, all of my efforts won't be wasted, considering the other system I was working on was, like, Age of Sigmar, and Age of Sigmar fucked my entire... Like, the new edition kind of ruined what I was doing. No, AOS. Age of Sigmar and the Cities of Sigmar kind of, like, set me back a little bit. So, that's more of an afterthought now. We'll get back into it eventually, but not anytime soon. It wasn't even 4th, it was 3rd edition, I think. Was it 3rd? It was the 2nd edition of, like, the Cities of Sigmar book, so I don't really know when that came out. Because it took everything I was doing modeling-wise and kind of made it obsolete. To a degree. I have to kind of, like, re-envision what I want to do. Nah, I just messed with, like, actual hobbying. Conversions and whatnot. It's not the game's fault, you know, but... You kind of lose interest when you've done it for so long, and it's like, here you go, here's something different. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, there was... I'm not, like, a big GW hater or anything, but, like, you do kind of, you have to adapt quite a bit. And that's not a problem. There's nothing wrong with adapting, but making everything kind of, like, obsolete or this or that, it's just a little frustrating sometimes. Alright, this is done for now. Oh, they're like this. These are old hand-sculpted Dwarf Warriors and Quarrelers and stuff like that. They're all like this. You have to just put filler, and that's fine. Now you paint them. Some of them go together. Some of them go together a little bit better than others, like a torso to a back piece. Head and body, like, some of them fit perfectly, some of them don't. But it's fine. I don't really mind. You just put a bit of green stuff, you're done. Or, milliput. More Dwarf Warriors. See, this one goes together a bit better. Kind of. Yeah. This one was kind of okay for that. I mean, I don't mind, honestly. These are some of my favorite sculpts, if not my all-time favorite sculpts. I prefer these over, like, the newer stuff, personally. Either through, like, nostalgia, or just... they're very basic, so you can kind of do a lot with them. I like generic, kind of simpler sculpts, because you could do a lot with them with converting. When you've got a very complicated, you know, detail-drenched mini, you can't really do much with it, and if you do, it's kind of like clashing, because there's already so much going on. But to each his own. Do what you will. Yeah, yeah, the Dwarf Warriors are fun. And they're they're also interchangeable with the Quarrelers. So you've kind of got like two generic boxes of guys that you can kind of like mix and match. Like, these are meant for handguns or crossbows, but you can easily, like, as an example, this is the torso of a Dwarf Warrior. They're meant to be warriors. The shield goes like this, right? That's kind of the idea. The shield sits there, and then, you know, you glue it, you're done. Or, if you want them in a different pose, you just take the ranged version of the Dwarf Warriors, and you can still glue the shield on like that, and it looks like they're more so raised, right? They're pretty modular. I don't think you can actually fit handguns to these guys, it just won't work. Or maybe you could. But for warriors, they certainly work a bit better. A little bit of modularity. Yeah, I'll check it out in a sec. Hang on. You could do that, yeah. You could do whatever. There's a few options in the box. Nothing groundbreaking, but you know. They work. I just like mix and matching them. Because, you just get more variety. No one looks the same. Yeah. They are definitely the easiest thing to convert. Lives, yo, buddy. It is very hard to convert things that look, too perfect. Yeah, that fits pretty perfectly. Well, we're master tiers, so pretty alright. We're still there. Ideally, we climb next time I play it. I'll take a look at your Dwarf Warriors, by the way. Oh, yeah. Did you try and do Krazakrak for the second one? I fucking hate Krazakrak's color scheme. Like, why do they make... Blue and yellow is so... I don't like yellow on dwarves. Like, blue and gold is very Krazakrak, but yellow is kind of bizarre. That's cool. There's something about yellow that just doesn't... It just doesn't work with me. Gold is their yellow. Like, maybe having a yellow t-shirt here and there, but, like, kind of drab. More so teetering into, like, I don't know, a tan or something. I think I did these. Is this yellow? No, this is like a... What would you call that? Like an ochre? Well, these are khaki, and then you'd have, yeah, I don't know, something like that. I don't know. Oh, yeah, yeah, you're good. I mean, paint them whatever, bro. Honestly, most dwarves would be just a bunch of random fucking colors anyways. That's cool. Give them away. Oh, Bretonnia is a little different. I mean, I guess it's just kind of how you do the yellows. It could look kind of gaudy if it's too bright, but sometimes you want that brightness. Sometimes you need color. I mean, when it comes to anything bright, you typically just start with the white now. Like, undercoating anything black is ideal sometimes, just because you don't have to paint everything. It'd just be black if you miss it, but... I swear, most people who paint these days, at least in YouTube videos, I never see black undercoats anymore. Greenish black color for Space Marines as an undercoat. I mean, paint whatever you want. Salamander undercoat is gray, good to build up. I mean, hey, whatever works, man. Some things just may not look like they work, but if they do at the end, that's great. Because it's the process, right? You gotta trust it. Black Legion, black and gold. Maze, yo, buddy. Yeah, black and gold is, Black and gold is sick. That's kind of what got me into, like, Chaos initially when I was young. I'm like, dude, the black and gold of, like, the Black Legion is fucking cool. To me, like, I'm not really a fan of Chaos, but I prefer Black Legion if I was to go devolve into a Chaos enjoyer, you know? Which, not anymore. No Chaos, no more. No. I don't like Chaos. I don't even like the Chaos Dwarves. They're not real dwarves. But yeah, Black Legion is sick. They're cool. I sound like a radio DJ. Do I really? That's what I should become. Radio DJ Dwarf. Radio DJ Dwarf Enjoyer. I mean, Old World right now, I'm just making a 2K list for dwarves. 40K faction? I mean, I want to say Leagues of Votann, but, like, I didn't grow up... Well, I did grow up liking the Rogue Trader squats, like the weird egg bots and all that crap. But more so, it was like Orcs and I think Imperial Guard. That's what I was into initially for 40K. There's just currently nothing in 40k that speaks to me. Like, realistically, it would be the Votann, just because I love dwarves. But the Votann are very different from dwarves. They're kind of like their own take on it in space. And very far from, like, what most people love dwarves for. So it's kind of a hard sell. If you're a big sci-fi, futuristic, you know, you love giant robots, whatever, big guns, explosions, like, okay, Votann could be cool. But I don't think if you like fantasy dwarves, the translation is too good into liking Votann. They're just kind of a little bit too different. And that's, you know, subjective, but... What's your workout schedule? Scraping plastic, playing League, sleeping. Yeah, there's no novel yet either. I mean, even with a novel, I'm kind of still... I'm on the fence. I guess we'll see what's in it, but it would be nice to kind of flesh out the faction a bit more and kind of get a glimpse into, like, the mind of a fucking guy who's there. Give me a reason to care about the Votann. It's very hard to care about a faction solely for the rule of cool. I like the lore, I like the characters, I like, just development. I like things happening, I don't just like spectacle. And the Votann are very much spectacle, right? Like, for a race of clones, can't care too much about them. It's like, holy shit, space dwarves, they're cool. But, you know, 40k is crazy. $40k is meant to be absolutely bonkers. Yeah, but that's not them, though, because their beards don't translate to anything in their society. Have you seen the new Valrak video? Looks like we're getting Astartes 2 soon. I know what he does, but I don't... I mean, that'd be cool. Astartes 2 is cool. You know, Space Marine would be great. Imagine releasing Space Marine 2 and getting Astartes 2. That would pop the fuck off. Like, I could see it. You want to really sink people into, like, 40k and Space Marines and Games Workshop spending all their money? That's how you do it. That's pretty good timing if they do decide to go that route. They have a Votann in one of the new Ultramarine series. It's like in one of the book series. Ain't no way I'm reading a Space Marine book to hear a Votann say, I'm a clone, before he dies and gets replaced by another clone. No! My brother! Not my brother. Brother 3,682,000. You were so wise. My brother. I'm worried about 40K hitting the mainstream. It's already hit the mainstream. You've got it in Walmart. 40K is basically there. $40K has never been covered more than now. Through YouTube, through Patreons, through fucking actual physical merchandise. It's basically there. Well, I mean, if it does get like a Netflix show or series, whatever it may be. Well, that is a series. Like a movie, maybe. Yeah, it could get bigger, for sure. And I mean, again, I'm not the biggest 40K fan, but I can understand people not wanting certain things. If it just doesn't make sense to lore, whatever it may be. It's not like the end of the world, oh my god, everyone's gonna die, but... Nothing, listen... Every 40K fan, you have it easy. You haven't experienced the end times. Not yet, at least. 40K fans don't know what fantasy people went through. Because that was the worst. That was the saddest. You may have your own end times upon you, who knows? Bum ba bum bum bum. $40K lore has gone down in my onion. In your onion? What the fuck is that? I know what you mean. Yeah. I mean, different writers, different things. I'm not really big into 40K, so you guys kind of know more than I do, completely. I haven't looked at anything 40K since, like... I don't know. Years? 40K End Times is the last Siege of Terra book. Is that still part of the Horus Heresy? They still got that shit going on? Or is that a completely different thing? Pretty sure I had seen a guy post the Siege of Terra book somewhere for like over $1,000. Like, yeah, those are nice Billy bookcase warmers. Excellent. Oh, so they finished the whole Horus Heresy. Oh, they finished it recently, really? Wow. Owning all of them is what, $10,000 plus? Like, and I know you guys want those books. If anyone is into the Horus Heresy, there is no reason to not want the books. Even if they're, you know, a little egregious. I want the books. 52 total? I mean, 52 total at, like, what? Over 100 apiece? You're probably at 6,000 plus, easily. 6,000 plus USD, maybe. I don't know if that's what they go for, but, like, yeah. I'm sure some alone are, like, $1,000. For, like, the limited edition, you know. Are they over 100? They should be way more than that, no? I'm assuming they're all on the secondary market. If they still widely produce them, they should be cheap, like 20 bucks. But for those that aren't, yeah. Well, I think the best way to describe an audiobook, like, I had read the Gotrek and Felix stuff, but then I had gone back and listened to the audiobooks because they're relatively new. It is the equivalent of understanding fantasy through books and through miniatures, and then getting Warhammer Total War to kind of bring it all to life. That's what the audiobooks do. The audiobooks are what you love, but better. Absolutely through and through. Like, I would even suggest, instead of reading a book, if there's an audiobook of it, do the audiobook. Because it has voice acting, it's got sound effects sometimes. It's just like the entire package. It's fun. It's more fun than reading the book, I would say. Yeah. I remember, I mean, the latest audiobook I had finished was, God, what was it? Okay, there you go. Maybe you're proving my point. Or your point. God, I think this was like months ago. It was one of the... What was it? It might have been like an Aliens book. Or... something else. I actually can't remember which one I finished. Something like that. But, like, all I'm saying is, if you do get into the audiobooks, they're very much like a brought to life, you know, oh my god, that's what this guy sounds like. That's what this guy sounds like. And all of Warhammer, since, like, the dawn of time, has just kind of been paper and pen. Not so much pen, but, you know, everything is, like, in front of you, either through miniatures or through books. But I would say it's worth it. Well, that's what Troll Slayer was. Troll Slayer was a collection of short stories that they initially had released. And then it all kind of just got thrown into a novel, and then their first attempt at actually putting out a story was Skaven Slayer. And then from Skaven Slayer, it just became like, you know, actual stories. So yeah, Troll Slayer was meant to be a bunch of short stories. It's not like one cohesive thing. But they all kind of work. You know, they're all like little minor adventures. You know, they go stop a chaos cult from fucking doing their worship. They go, like, deal with goblin raiders. They have the little village that gets attacked by chaos. So it was Bill King, and then it was Nathan Long, and then it was David Geimer. And then I think it was also one or two more authors who wrote not in timeline books, but they wrote kind of like one-offs. I believe it was City of the Damned, which was Mordheim, Road of Skulls, which had like the whole Siege of Karak Kadrin, and then they had the Serpent Queen one. Those of which were, you know, I believe written by different people, and they don't kind of like slot in perfectly with like Troll Slayer, Skaven Slayer, so on and so forth. Like, you don't even need to read them. Honestly, you don't have to read those one-offs. You can kind of just go from, like, Troll Slayer to Slayer. But everything is great, you know. In between that, they also had, like, the anthology, which had a bunch of short stories. My girlfriend recently bought me the Realms of Chaos book from, I think it was, like, the 80s, the late 80s, early 90s, I think it was. And it was the first Gotrek and Felix story in a supplement. And it was called The Lost Kinsman. Yeah, there's like nothing in that story. It's so flavorless. It's just a page. But, you know, they're all over the place. Like, they used to publish in the very first issue of Inferno, which was like an old Games Workshop magazine service thing, where a bunch of authors would kind of write short stories. One of the Gotrek and Felix stories ended up in there, and then they had, like, you know, all these little, again, anthologies where they had a few different stories of Gotrek and Felix. Just a bunch of shit. Everywhere. Stories everywhere. You couldn't find them all if you tried. So, there's a bunch. The village story was the best part. Are you talking about the one with, like, the Chaos Woman? And, like, the little child? I don't want to spoil anything, but, like, that story kind of comes back in, like, the main line to be a big deal. They tie a few things back together, but... Yep. Yeah, that story in particular actually still kind of holds up. Actually, you know what? They all, like, when they go under Carrick 8 Peaks and deal with the Chaos Troll, because, like, fucking Belegar's there and he's just kind of old and frail and a pussy, which is not really Belegar, at least from what everyone kind of knows in, like, Total War. That one still holds true. No, I'm more so just into, like, the fantasy stuff, to be honest. I read what I love. So I've read Star Wars, I've read Warhammer, I've read Aliens-related novels. Stuff like that is kind of where I'm at. Well, I mean, it was so early, right? And Belegar, I don't think, was very fleshed out at the time. The Belegar you have now in Total War is, like, absolute peak Belegar. And End Times as well, you know, he's not no frail coward. If anything, he's kind of like a hothead who wants to just get in and do shit. A little bit impatient, you know? Like, that's just different writing. It's different authors kind of, like, throwing them around that way. Characters change, you know. I haven't, no. Apparently it's not that good, though. I haven't read it, though. Every author kind of has their own idea of what a character is, what they stand for, and, you know, how they act and whatnot, but... Yeah, that Belegar was not my favorite. Yeah, we'll see. I'm very interested to see how Thorgrim's gonna look. Prince Thorgrim. Of what? Clan Ulriksson? I mean, he was royal blood. I guess we'll see. Supposedly there was a leak regarding, like, new Dwarven units, and they were supposed to be elite. Like, very royal. Like, even more so than Hammerers. Which, I don't know how that works. I don't know how you have things that are even, like, higher up the food chain than a Hammerer. Who knows? I'm interested, though. I guess we'll see. I've got no hopes for tomorrow, but if it arrives, that's great. Okay, we can change the song now. Primaris dwarves. That would kind of just be the Caradron. That's what they kind of look like. It's like, what if we take a dwarf and make them more of a dwarf? What do you do? Okay, glue time. Nothing will ever line up properly, but whatever, man. I guess that's life. That's life. And as crazy as it seems, these dwarf sculpts never line up. Ever. All right. Work, damn you, work! Work. That's horrible. Selective breeding like a chihuahua? Never put dwarves in that discussion. Yeah, maybe not. I honestly don't even think I'd... Like, the Throne of Power... I mean... They say royal clans, that's where it would come from, but, like... You've got... Ungrim... Burlock Damonson... Thorgrim... You're not gonna... I don't think you will. I actually think you're right. I'm kind of okay with that because I already have one. I don't mind it. The Throne of Power sculpt is great. You'd have to link it to him in a DM. You can't really post links, unfortunately. You know, they probably will. It's a no-brainer to give you made-to-order previous edition, like, units. There's no doubt in my mind that they're going to resell Thorgrim. They're going to resell whoever else they had initially. Like, they still are going to sell you Thoric Ironbrow with Craggy. As, like, a mainline purchase. I mean, to be fair, though, as well, you gotta realize, the old world isn't about introducing the new, it's about reintroducing the old. That's what the old world is. It's a way to just sell more shit that you've already made. So, like, yeah, you can create new stuff. That's cool. But I don't think you're gonna get as much as you may think. And I don't even mind that, because, like, for me, Warhammer was never really the new stuff. I grew up with, I think it was, God, like the 1998, like, Orc Battle Force. Like, that was the first Battle Force I ever owned. It was the 40k Orc one from, like, the 90s, I think. I like older minis. Nostalgia, look, simplicity. I don't dislike the new stuff, but I still prefer shit like this. This is my jam. At the same time, we didn't get any OG. Yeah, I was surprised at that because, like, I was looking through a bin of my old stuff, and I've got all the old characters. And I'm surprised they never reintroduced, like, Grimgore, Azag, Gorbad, Grom. They came back with a few old sculpts, but not character sculpts. Fucking glue. Nah, I'm fine with that. I've got all the sculpts. I've got everything. There's a few things that I would want to pick up, but, like, I'm pretty okay with it. Some people may want, you know, very specific things, but...
Shut up, you dickhead, now fuck off!
Tobias.
Vader, thank you, man. Thanks, buddy. For all the people who weren't around for Fantasy, and they know now of, like, Total War and all that stuff, they want the old stuff. Where is my Thorgrim? Where is Belagar? Where's Ungrim? But not the old model. I don't blame him. Yeah. That was definitely something that, I don't think they anticipated how crazy it would be. Like, how successful Total War would be to the point where, like, we need to bring back the old stuff. Malachi is such based. No, I'll show you Malachi. I've got 2 Malachis. Malachi Makaisen. Makaisen. Malachi's model was a little weird. They did okay with it. Makaisen. Does this camera get fucked up? Right here? He still kind of has the same hammer. Gun's a little different, but you know. Creative liberties. Well, he kind of just helps out Gotrek and Felix. He flies around the Spirit of Grungni, which flies them around. He ends up being the head of the Nuln, what was it, gunnery school, I believe, and like head of their Engineers Guild. Something like that. He's around. He's not in every novel, but, like, when he's there, you love him. There is one novel where he kind of gets his shit kicked in, and then another where, like, we maybe shouldn't talk about it, but, you know. He's... most of this... I would even say it's crazy, because, like, as cool as Malachi is, I think his charm comes from just how inventive and crazy he is, right? That's kind of his gig. He's like an outcast engineer who just decided to, well, at the time, take his shit too far, and it kind of landed him here. But there's some other fun characters. One of them was, I'd love a mini of him if they ever made him, but it was like Bjorny Bjornsson. He was a dwarf slayer who was, like, exceptionally horny. And whenever he was, like, written in, it was just goofy as fuck. It was funny. I found it fun. He was a Coomer dwarf slayer. But he was no shit. Like, he was no, you know, pushover. Okay, not this song, brother. Okay, anyways. I don't know about elves. Bjorny Bjornsson, something like that. Funny guy. Why is every fucking song from this band just so edgy? Like, what is this, dude? Bum, 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 bum. I think it was the Nuln Gunnery School. I think that's what it was, where he kind of, like, was head of or something. I don't know. Been a while, but yeah, Malachi's cool, though. All right. Bum, 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 bum. What time is it? 3 p.m.? Okay, Ivana should be up any moment now, because it's 3 p.m. So when she gets up, we do gotta go. Very busy today, very busy. Super busy. We're chilling, we're good. Busy soon, but we're good, we're good. Every day's kind of a little bit of a work through with what's going on. It's good to sit down and just literally do nothing like this. It is excellent. I sometimes wonder if I was, like, able to commit a 24-hour stream to scraping plastic, if I would lose my mind. But the amount of progress I would get done, ooh, that would be insane. Lots of coffee, lots of YouTube videos, and a shit ton of scraping. Yep, it's good for your mental health, that's for sure. It is good to not put all your eggs into one basket when it comes to entertainment. Well, I mean, true, but Riot's idea of toxicity is very, like, PG. Like, you could call someone a nincompoop and get fucking banned. Team Fortress 2, isn't that game free? Isn't that why everyone's so fucking crazy? I remember, I played a clone of TF2, which was like Monday Night Combat. It wasn't too bad. I think I was the, bad person in that game, though, to be fair. I was the toxic one. I did see a little bit of that new Valve MOBA. That shit looks so stale. Nah, it's a no from me. As if I'd play any new games, though, to be fair. I've seen TF2. I know the characters. They're very fun. They've got a lot of character. The voice actors still do stuff. All right, glute time. Maybe not. I will most likely play 2KXO, yeah. Or 2XKO, whatever it's called. The League fighting game. Yeah, I've heard the voice acting, though. I think if I was to play TF2, I'd play Sniper, just because that's what I played in MNC. MNC was so fucking toxic. You would literally get kills, and there was ways to make more money, because the game hinged on, like, how much gold you had to get upgrades and things. So you'd kill a motherfucker, and then you'd taunt him, and the taunt was a button, and you did an animation, and your guy basically just shit-talked. And the enemy has to watch it. And you get gold for it. Lovely. Which league was like that? Yeah. MNC was fun, though. I played that game religiously. I still have my prize winnings. Which was a, the only tournament they ever hosted was from, like, the actual tournament. First place prize was a poster signed by all the devs, and I still have it. What a stroll down memory lane. We were the goats. And I was the goat. I think it's maybe just because I obsess over things I get into. I mean, case in point. This was well before League of Legends. This was like the 360
Is that
era.
all you've got? You must have more.
A close friend gave me a necromorph nightlight. It's pretty cool, but I keep hearing whispers at night.
What? You know they made Dead Space characters? They made Dead Space action figures. Did you know that? They had necromorphs and Isaac Clarke and all that shit. It's cool. Don't give in to the voices. I think we can glue. Yeah, I mean, it was toxic, but like, for the sake of Monday Night Combat, it was a game show. It was like a giant arena, and in the arena there was spectators, and you guys were kind of just playing it, you know, one team versus another. It was a sport, essentially. And, you know, there's a bit of showmanship in sports, so like, when you kill someone, you taunt, and you make money. You gain the favor of the crowd. Yeah, Dead Space 1 is amazing. I no-life the fuck out of Dead Space 1. And I would agree it's top 5 games. Of that genre, Resident Evil 4, Dead Space 1, stuff like that, right? I agree. Amazing games. Did they really? I mean, I guess that would make sense. MNC was inspired by TFT. Or TF2. Or Team Fortress in general. Makes sense to me. I'm gonna play the remaster. Reason being, Reason being is I've already played the original many times, and we were donated the entire game, so we're gonna play the remake, which I've seen nothing on. So anything they've changed, I don't know what's going to be altered. I've got no idea. I don't know. I've played Dota, I don't like it. Dota's doo-doo. It's ugly, it's chunky, it's slow. Alright, more Dwarf Warriors. We are still waiting for Ivana to wake up. She's not awake yet. Dota's just kind of... I don't know. Yeah, I can't really explain it either, outside of I just don't like it. That's my explanation of Dota. I just don't like it. How many have we made so far? 5... 10... 11... Now we're almost there. We are at 11 Dwarf Warriors. We need quite a few more. Wait, do I even have enough here? 1, 2, 3, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, yeah, we're good. Well, the characters in League aren't, like... they're actual characters. They've got names, they've got stories. They're not like Kunkka. Or at least Kunkka's kind of like, you know, he's got a name, but... Sniper, gyrocopter, shit like that. It's very, it's just simplistic, you know? I guess that's what it was initially, because Dota was a, it was like, what, a mod from Warcraft? Warcraft 3, I believe, or something like that. Not really big on Dota, so... It is definitely not my favorite. Yeah. Wait, are these really gonna get dual cloaks? Can I swap that around? Well, you can't really... They're not going to change what's already been made. You're right, though. League definitely feels more of like a pandered champ creation thing now, where they just kind of create characters because, like, everyone prefers, you know, typical sexy anime woman or, like, quirky bunny girl who's also, like, autistic or something. It's just kind of like... I know the world is very vast and there's a lot of different things in it, but it's semi-jarring that everyone has to be perfect and everyone has to be a certain way where, like, you know, it doesn't feel very grounded in the universe that it's supposed to be in. At least from an aesthetic. The aesthetic of characters in League is very, like, kind of dog shit. Not all of them are bad, but, you know, there's a bunch. Nothing has to be... disgusting. No disgusting characters. Everything has to be ideal. People don't want to play ugly. Well, Mordekaiser's a one-off. Mordekaiser has his own realm, has his own ambitions and everything. He doesn't really relate to anyone. Like, you could say aesthetically, he's got kind of that old dark vibe, for sure. But he's a great character. People don't want that anymore, though. They just don't. They really don't like it. And I can't blame Riot for going where the audience is, because that's what businesses do. They have to make money, so why give it to people who don't give them money, because there's not that many of them, right? It's like, guess what, guys? We know our main audience is in China. China's the biggest market for us. Let's make a giant, big-nosed, hairy dwarf. China's gonna love that. No, they won't. So they're gonna give them something a little bit more in line with what they like. That makes sense. It's where the money comes from. Yeah, that's fine. It's not exciting for me, but, like, I guess from a business point of view, it's perfectly fine. First time catching your secondary stream. How did you get into Warhammer? I really want to get into it, but it kind of feels overwhelming. I got into it a long time ago, as a kid. I had stepbrothers who introduced me to Lord of the Rings Warhammer. So just a bunch of, like, Lord of the Rings miniatures. These days, it's very easy to get into stuff, like YouTube videos, Wikipedias, going to a fucking Warhammer Discord and just asking questions. It's a little bit jarring with how much shit there is, right? Like, you think you have to know everything, and oh my god, where do I start? You can just start wherever you want. Normally, I would say, look at all the factions, and based on what you like aesthetically, maybe try and read more about that. Or you can kind of get, like, you know, a feel for everything through, again, YouTube videos. Bricky's got a good one on, like, all the races in 40k. He goes through each one and says, you know, what they're about and who they are. But more than not, it's usually, like, an aesthetic thing. It's like, if you like what you're seeing, you want to know more about it. You don't need to know everything. Nobody does, nobody will. I certainly fucking don't. So, start where you want, and read about what you think is cool. You know, some people will go and try and read absolutely everything, which that's a mouthful. There's a lot, but that's your jam, go for it. Well, there's a bunch of different channels for Warhammer, yeah. Luton, Bricky, Westhammer, Major Kill. There's a bunch more, I'm sure, but, like, yeah. Yeah, I paint them. Very slowly. And not as of late, but I do. I'm in the process of building a unit. So, where is it? Those bodies up there? It must be made. Yeah, watching videos is a good place to start. There's content for everything on YouTube. It could take you like 30 minutes to figure it out. Not even. I think I'm gonna take the horns off this one. Maybe. Let's take the horns off it. They take a few hours usually. I've got that. That's one of them I had done, I think, last year, maybe. Just kind of a one-off. That was the latest thing I finished. But, you know. There's always other things. I think this was in the process. Kind of, you get the idea. You just start painting stuff and then highlight and do whatever. Yeah. Takes a while, you know? There's this one. This one wasn't the best, but, you know, you gotta try somewhere. But yeah, takes a while. People put months into miniatures for competitions, so you can either be a painter for competitions or for gaming or for anything really. Takes a while regardless. Yeah, the gradient came out pretty alright. I want to get back to painting Lord of the Rings stuff because it's fun. It's very nostalgic for me. It's kind of what I got into first with Warhammer. And I just don't paint often. Specifically right now, there's no painting at all. And I won't be painting for a while. So I don't mind that, but I need to practice. Certain Legos, yeah, I grew up on Legos. The goat of Lego will forever be Star Wars. Star Wars Lego is the goat. I currently don't collect Lego. I've got some of my childhood stuff, but Lego is just like Warhammer cheaper. Not even cheaper, really. Not even cheaper. But it's readily available. A dragon took the dwarfs home? No. That's Lord of the Rings, yeah. Dragons typically fuck up dwarves because guess what? They love gold and dwarves have a lot of gold. The Lonely Mountain. Lego's not cheap. I was going to say, in comparison to Warhammer, it's cheap, but it's not. It's very expensive. There's multiple copies of things, yeah. You get a bunch of different bits to work with when you buy a box. Yo. Yes, dragons are awful beings. We love dragons. Dragons are so cool. Dragons in lore fucking murdering like hundreds, thousands of creatures just to get what they want. Dragons are so cool and magical. Although that's more so Smog. Not all of them are like that, obviously, but Smog no good. That I have no idea. I don't think so, though. Sounds like humans these days, yeah. A bit of a divot here, but I can kind of fix that. I will clean this up, and then put a bit of liquid green stuff there, or not liquid green stuff, fucking like liquid plastic. And then I can kind of get that smooth. But all these old sculpts are never perfect. Like, look at that, right? Like, that, it's charm. I don't mind it, but... Lovely. Ba-ba-na-na-na-na. Elves and their dragons. Disgusting. How did I get the left side so right and the right side so wrong? Oh well. Oopsies. Short. He's using the S word. Ban him. That is true. Fried chicken is good. It's delicious. There. Same head sculpt, but one has no horns. Beautiful. Except this side's kind of weird. Excelente. Precise. Barbecue is good. Any meat is good, dude. Barbecue, fried chicken, whatever, man. It's all good. Oh my god. Sounds like not a good diet. Sounds like a diet. Die while eating it. All right, I gotta put green stuff on this. All right, I keep saying green stuff, man. It's not green stuff. I gotta put, Ew. I gotta put a bit of plastic, and then I want to let it dry while I go clean. The beauty of working with plastic is you can literally do this. You take it out of the pot. Oh, you got a problem there? Look at that little nub. Oh, done. Fixed. Good. Oh, you've got a surface that's not perfectly rounded? No problem. Put it with a bit more plastic. You let that dry, and then you round it out, and you're done. Working with plastic is so much fucking easier than any other material. Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna let that dry. What is the name of this? This is something you make. It's essentially, what is this shit called again? It's not liquid plastic. It's, what is the name of this glue? And it's not Tamiya. It's like, I forgot exactly what this is made of, but basically you're going to throw a bunch of plastic into it, and the plastic is going to melt down, and then from that... No, it's a certain type of liquid. Acetone. Acetone, that's what it is. Like acetone? Yep. You put pieces of plastic in the acetone, it'll melt down, and from it melting, you get this, like, plastic liquid. It's called sprue goo. And essentially what you do is just take chunks of it out with, like, a toothpick, and you slop it on where you need it, and then it dries hard like plastic, because it is plastic. And from that, you, round it out. You can shave it down, do anything you want. Like, it's really fucking useful. Again, as an example, I ended up shaving his head down quite a bit, so, like, this side is perfect, as you can see. Same head sculpt, whatever. This side's good, having rounded off the horn. This side I kind of cut too deep into the helmet, so you put a bit of plastic, it hardens, and you just file it down smooth, and you're good. You're done. So that's the idea. Well, I don't know, that's how it was sculpted. So that doesn't involve me. I'm not that anal about it, if it's initially like that, but these were all hand sculpted, so they've got a little bit of defects, you know? But they've got charm. That's what people love about them. Plastic, old, hand-sculpted minis, same with metal minis, have a lot of imperfections because they're all done by hand. All right, folks, that's going to be it for me. I need to go clean for the rest of the night. If I'm free, I will be back on later today. You will catch me either here, or you'll catch me on the main channel. Yeah, this is all hand-sculpted. Not by me, but, like, all these used to be hand-sculpted. I mean, there's some really nice hand-sculpted minis. But yeah, I'm out of here, folks. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Stay safe. I'll catch you all later.